Starting a match outnumbered is no fun, losing one even less so, although when under these circumstances, you probably anticipate and mentally prepare yourself for the loss. But, suppose you and your teammates are well balanced with your weapons, and all very good with them. If you're in such a situation, you may, in fact, still have a chance for victory. It will help a lot if your opponents aren't that great, too. The first thing to note about a 3 vs 4 match is that this cripples your team's ability to ink areas compared to the enemy. This means you must outplay the opposition by not only splying them much more often, but also painting areas over with your color and keeping them that way. Most often, this is much easier said than done. Fortunately for my team, Salt Spray Rig is a map well suited for a 3 vs 4 match due to the exclusive sections for each team, and with the design allowing players to easily defend the north region of the map, which is precisely what I spend the majority of the match doing. Defending the north is imperative to our victory, because the only way a team can win when their opponents have the north completely inked over is to ink everything else available to them. And we cannot cover ground as fast as our opponents, so keeping them out of from the beginning to the end is effectively mandatory. Pro tip, getting splatted is not an option. If you do get splatted, it's a huge load of extra effort you have to put in to make up for the lost time and turf. Here I activate my Kraken special and head towards the south portion of the map to spread some of our color around. But I get concerned with the north a few seconds later, prompting me to super jump back while leaving a squid beacon. I managed to miss out on a lot of action here. In fact, in my meager attempt to ink the area with a charger, the game already has less than a minute left. I actually suspected that the opponents weren't trying at all because of how we still held territory advantage, but the results screen will suggest otherwise. Anyway, with the match nearing its end, I do my best to hold the line for the north. I face surprisingly little resistance considering we're not outnumbered, but I make sure not to drop my guard, since a few seconds on the north portion of the map is all our foes need to win it all. I lock down the enemy charger the entire time, but the enemy coordinates an unstoppable strike together in the last few seconds. My ally sacrifices herself trying to stop them while I keep trying to ink what little I can. But even despite that, it was already too late for them. To be honest, this is perhaps not an example of masterful but outnumbered players overcoming the odds that some of you may have been looking forward to. The reality is that my opponents simply choked away this match. Looking at the results screen at the end here, it feels as though several of them weren't very good players. But nothing is certain since we can't see how much ink they turfed individually since Splatfest was on. One thing can be certain though, they definitely did try to play at least. So did we, however, and we were just straight up better. Check the playlist for more Splatoon tips and matches. Hope you all enjoyed this video and I'll have a very nice day.